So I've had a few comments about making a follow-up video for these shoes, giving my feedback, how are they holding up after 660 miles of running. That video's approaching 10,000 views now, and people want to know how they're holding up. So allow me to share with you how they're holding up in my experience after 660 miles of running in these shoes. So the way I want to do this is reading your comments out and sharing mine. I'm kind of sharing them at the same time. Benjamin mentions that his pair has some flat spots underneath and it's becoming separated from the upper. I've got a few flat spots on mine, but nothing too significant. In terms of how it connects to the upper, I can't really see like anything out of the ordinary. They seem to be holding up fine in that regard for me. However, some of your experiences are different from mine. Mark also mentioned having problems with this area. Jean's had quite a negative experience. Her pair has started to show some damage in the upper, in the mesh upper, after only 200 kilometers, and also where the toes bend. The upper on mine seems fine, and there is like a slight unusual part where the toes bend too. Yeah, I thought that was going to wear out, but it's actually seems to be holding up fine still. Jean also mentioned that there's cracks underneath showing in the hexagon sort of rubber pattern. 5 other people liked her comment, so it's possible they could be having similar issues. That's very confusing for me because my pair seem to be holding up fine after 650 miles. So I'm wondering if there's some sort of inconsistency in the manufacturing process. Like, are they higher quality in certain factories or plants where they produce them and lower quality in others, if they are produced in separate places? If that is the case, that's still unacceptable because these shoes, they're not cheap, they're quite expensive, and if they're going to justify that price tag, they need to last a very long time with the mileage. I would say at least 1,000 miles in order to get your money's worth out of these shoes. Inconsistencies with these shoes kind of isn't acceptable in my opinion. Every pair of them needs to be durable to justify the price tag. Strangely, another guy I saw on YouTube claims to have had one of the older models, I think, to have got 3,000 miles on one of these pairs, which is insane to me. If that is true, then that's extremely good value.
But my Primus Lights, I've been running these for about 3,000 miles and they're still going, which is crazy.
A bunch of people have mentioned sizing issues, and I just want to mention, please don't use me as a sizing resource because we've all got different sort of foot shapes and preferences with space in shoes. So it's better you do your own research in that area. Overall, in my personal experience, I'm satisfied with the pair that I've received, and I think they're going to hold up at least a few hundred more miles. We'll see. Other people have had positive experiences too, and I'll put them up on the screen right now. Thanks to all of you who've shared your opinions in the comments, because it's going to help everybody kind of get a better understanding of what they could potentially be spending the money on. Mark mentioned you can get discounts by looking around on YouTube for these shoe reviews and getting a discount code and saving yourself some money. Which is obviously quite useful if you are considering on buying them. But personally, you wouldn't get a discount code from me on any pair of shoes because I don't want any sort of bias interfering with my opinions. I'd rather it just be as authentic as possible. I'd much prefer not having any sort of obligations to any businesses or companies to incentivize me to say what they want me to say in order to sell their product. I'd rather just give you my opinions, whether they're good or bad. If you're one of these businesses, the only way you can get me to give your product a positive review is to make a good product. I'm not going to be influenced by any sort of incentives. If you haven't seen any of these reviews for the original minimalist shoes, just click over to the right or to the left of me. See you in the next one.